G'day and welcome to another Foord off-road video. Today we're going to be showing you how to change struts in the Mitsubishi Lancer.
Dark, bit of an understatement.
It's done.
Known as the best channel in YouTube history. So now that it's secure on jack stands and it's not going to fall on us, we can take the wheels off. What are you doing, Arthur? This is my helper dog. He helps by stealing all the bolts when they're on the ground. Put them somewhere where your dog won't steal them. Okay, now that we have the wheel off, we're going to go ahead and take this little clip off to release the brake line from the strut. We're going to undo these two strut bolts, and that's pretty much all we need to undo underneath here. And that's it for now, underneath, just those. And we're going to pop the bonnet and undo the strut tops in the engine bay. So now that we're in the engine bay, we're going to undo these 3 bolts. When you undo them, the strut's going to drop down. Make sure you got a hand around there to catch it. That's how you pull a strut out. So the reason I'm changing these struts is because 1, they're leaking like crazy and covered in oil. And they're not really doing their job anymore. And 2, whoever the previous owner of this car was, has done a dodgy job and cut the springs way too short on both of them. The car's basically sitting on the ground. So we'll get rid of those ones. These are the new ones, brand new second handies. That is an actual lowered spring, not a dodgy cut spring. And as you can see, they're not covered in oil. So let's go ahead and chuck them in, and then we'll do the back of the car as well. Now these ones actually have a L and an R on them to tell you which side's which, but if they don't, you can figure it out pretty easy. Just the brake line clamps on this side, and the brake line was on the front of the spring. I'll do the other side. Give it a few ugga-duggas and it'll be right. You should always check any bolt you do it with the rattle gun needs to be checked by hand later on to make sure it is tight. Put that clip back in. And that's one side of the front done. Brand new second-hand spring and strut in there. So now that the back's up on jack stands, we can take the back wheels off and start removing the rear struts from the car. So on the rear of these down the bottom, it's just this one bolt that holds the bottom of the strut in. To make it a little bit easier to get the strut out, we're gonna undo this bottom bolt as well and just loosen that one off so the arm can swing down a bit. You can mark that one, see it? That one has an eccentric bolt, that's for wheel alignment. Get the rear camber and toe right. You can mark it, but after you fit suspension to any vehicle, you're supposed to get a wheel on anyway, so it's kind of pointless to mark it. So in the boot, the tops of those are behind these little carpet covers. Just pull it down, two 14mm bolts. Same as the front. I don't think these springs have been cut. You can see how much oil is that one's covered in. It's basically doing nothing compared to these ones, which are still good. So we'll go and put them in, tighten them all up, put it back on the ground, and we're done. Bit of a stretch to get that on. If you can't reach all the way around, obviously most cars are bigger than a Mitsubishi Lancer, then get someone to hold it up for you while you do that. That's one side, top of one side done. Okay, now we're going to put this arm back on there. We're going to start with putting the shocker bolt back in the arm, and then we'll put this in. So So then we're going to need to get the jack under this arm to jack it up into the right position to get that bolt back in. Now that our brand new second-hand strut's in, we'll put the wheel back on this side and then we'll put the other side back together. Now through the magic of YouTube, this side's going to go back together in about 10 seconds at superhuman speed. So there we have it, our Lancer with new lowered struts fitted, or struts and shocks. Like I said, it was lowered before, but it was dodgy as done. Cut springs and leaking shocks. If you want to lower a car, do it properly. Do not cut the springs, no matter what. It's dangerous. Not just to you, but to everyone else on the road when you lose control and crash into them. Just do it properly the first time. So that's how you fit a set of front and rear struts to a Mitsubishi Lancer. A lot of cars are the same, a lot of cars are different as well, but all McPherson struts pretty much follow the same principle on the front, and the back can change for all different cars. I hope this video was helpful to anyone at all. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and watch more Foord off-road videos. Unfortunately, that's all the little Lancer's got at the moment. We might try again later when there's a turbo there instead. For now, that's how you fit struts. Hope it helps someone out, and have fun. What are you doing, helper dog? Hey? What are you doing? High five. Zoe. G'day, welcome to another episode of Foord Off-Road. This time we're going to be putting some new shocks and springs in this little piece of crap.